welcome to Miss D, Six Women Sports. How you doing? And happy 4th of July. And everybody want to know when they come around, what time is that barbecue going to be ready? What time? So I wanted to come up here and talk about Sophie Cunningham and her back flipping and tracking. This her right here. You didn't hear it one more again. That's black belt Sophie Cunningham and her her issues. Sophie Cunningham made this comments about the expansion teams. Fever star Cunningham questions WNBA expansion for franchise locations. So she questions the locations of these expansion teams. On June 30th, the news broke that the WNBA will be adding expansion teams in 3 cities, Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia, over the next 5 years. Cleveland is expected to begin WNBA play in 2028, Detroit franchise in 2029, and Philadelphia will do the same 2030. So Sophie Cunningham was asked about it, and she said, "I don't think they want to listen to your players. You think they want to listen to your players? Why do they want to play? Where are they going to get excited to play and draw fans? I do think Miami would have been a great location." She said per her ex post in Yahoo Sports. Nashville and Kansas City are amazing opportunities. They are a huge downtown. They have a huge downtown area no one is using. I'm not sure what the thought process was there, but at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're not expanding our league too fast. And I think that's also another thing. That's another thing she added. So I understand you might be having concerns about expanding the league too fast, and you want, they're going through a CBA situation, and I want to talk about that a little later on another video. But in doing so, why would you disrespect the cities of Detroit and Cleveland? Not necessarily Philadelphia. So it's kind of a hard decision, she said. But man, I don't know how excited people will be going to Cleveland, Detroit, Cunningham concluded. So, we all know that the most of part of the league, most of the seasons played during the summertime. And a lot of these cities that they chose, like Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia, especially Cleveland, Detroit, their downtowns are growing by leaps and bounds. And they have things to do in Cleveland and Detroit. And it's the summer months. It's not like you're in Cleveland and Detroit in January, February, March. You plan in the summertime. And Miami is a nice city. But even with the heat, I noticed that the fans, unless it's winning, so you have to be a diehard fan. Your team is going to be up and down. It's not always going to be peaches and cream. And how would you handle that as a fan? I already know with my Detroit Lions that you have to be a diehard. And even with the heat, they had fans come in late. They'll come on time. When you go to a game, they give you free giveaways for the first 100 fans through the door. And they don't have a lot of people streaming in at the first part of even the game. And it has so much to do that they might not want to, be in an arena at a larger clip. So, yes, Miami is a nice city for a young player. But as far as basketball and the fans, it's slim pickings. Had a WNBA team in Miami, Wikipedia. So in 2000, they played at the American Airlines Arena, and it was, of course, the sister team of the Miami Heat. And they only lasted two seasons. So, Sophie Cunningham, what are you talking about? I mean, what are you talking about? Um, they didn't get support, and they had some good teams. I mean, I remember Benny Lennox, a lot of good players that I liked. They had Sandy Brondalo, who's now the coach of the Liberty. That team was short lived. Sophie Cunningham. Let's look at the article in which she backtracks. She clarifies. Let's say. Okay. So, Fever Sophie Cunningham clarifies comments on the WNBA expansion to Detroit and Cleveland. She said, first of all, I know the history behind the WNBA. I know that both of these cities have teams before and that they got us to where we are at. I am really talking about the off the court lifestyle. And also I think it's very intriguing. I think Miami is intriguing. That's all I was getting at. I'm thankful for what Detroit and Cleveland teams have done for the history of the sport. I think it'll be a lot of fun to get some teams outside of the NBA market. Well, Sophie, that sounds good and dandy, but the fans dictate what teams go to the fans and the owners, as far as the participation. And there's no better teams and no better cities as far as sports towns than Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia. And yes, it would be nice to, I guess, Miami to have a team, but the fans, they had a team, but the fans are not like Detroit and Cleveland fans. It's a football and baseball type of state. So I think people misread that situation. I would never speak down on middle class, blue collar working people. That's all where I come from. I'm from Missouri. I'm in Indiana. That's why I'm hitting at it. Broadway and Nashville sounds fun. Miami sounds fun. That's all I'm getting at. Also, before her backtrack, she was talking about too much expansion. The players are they going through a CBA with the league, and they turned down their first offer. And I'm gonna get into a video later about that. And a lot of the veterans are concerned that it would take away from roster spots. But I think it would add, and also would take away the money that they might get. I don't think it'll take away the money they might get. I think expansion, like these teams, these are good teams as far as fan base. They were supported. The Detroit shot was very well supported. Cleveland was too. So the part about them not getting enough of the money share when they expand to 3 more teams is not valid, because I think they picked the right cities to have money coming in. These are sports towns, so they picked the right team. She go on to say that her the off the court lifestyle can be a key factor where players want to play. Well, I don't think it depends. I think young players, the WNBA, especially the last 10 years, it's kind of cutthroat now, and roster spots are hard to come by. And I don't think they're thinking about, I'm playing in this city or playing in that city. I think they want the support, and so having fan support is more important than that. And then, like I said, the roster spots are very limited, and you got to get in where you fit in. So a lot of people, they like balance. A lot of people are trying to have families nowadays. So people are going to love me and people are going to hate me. I think that's with anyone. So that's just what it is. That's what she said. Nobody hates you, black belt Sophie, but sometimes you try to come off as being the bully instead of just playing basketball, or you come off as the person that always wants to say something very controversial. Now, if you feel that your real reason that you didn't want the expansion is because of you feel the team or the league was expanding too much, that's all you have to say. You didn't have to go out to Cleveland, Detroit, hard way that they was going to get on you. So, on your screen, it's Lisa Leslie. Lisa Leslie. So she commented, I need to call a meeting with all the players, Lisa wrote in a reply about Cunningham. So she felt like, okay, I had to school you on the reason why some of the legendary teams are coming back, like Cleveland and Detroit. Cleveland was the team that was came in the WNBA inaugural season, and then the year after that, the shock came. And somebody said, not Lisa activating auntie mode. Says, while it's unclear what exactly Lisa was trying to say in these comments, it seemed that she perhaps wants to educate the league's players about the WNBA history, or perhaps give them some PR training about how what should be said publicly and what should be said behind closed doors. And I agree with that. So that was her first taste of some controversy, as far as people like, hey, that's a low blow. So here comes some of the X posts. This is from the city of Detroit. The last time we were home to a WNBA team, Detroit Shock, we were ranked top 5 in attendance for 5 seasons straight. Number 1 in attendance for 3 seasons straight, and set a single game attendance record with 22,076 fans at the Game 3 of the 2003 WNBA Finals. And that's from Detroit, city of Detroit. Now, the city of Cleveland chimed in. Sophie, your teammate doesn't seem to think Cleveland is too bad. We're proud to have been chosen to host the WNBA team, and any player who comes here will feel the legendary passion sports fans show our teams. Yeah, they have a great fan base and great sports towns, and you play in the summertime, so it really don't matter. And I think a lot of players probably don't stay there all year round anyway, and so yeah, it's no big deal. So Black Belt Sophie, speak clearly and think before you speak, so you don't have to put your foot in your mouth and do a karate chop. Black Belt Sophie. And this is Miss D for 6 More Sports. Peace.